What if I told you that the Cleveland Browns locker room is holding on to a secret spark that could completely change the course of their season? A spark that comes in the form of Shedeur Sanders, a young quarterback who has faced one of the most unexpected falls in recent NFL draft history. From being projected as a first-round pick to waiting until the fifth round, Sanders' journey has already been nothing short of dramatic. But despite his current position on the depth chart, the energy in the locker room says something completely different. The players want him, they believe in him, and when his moment comes, they're ready to make sure Shedeur Sanders shines. Coming out of the Colorado Buffaloes, Sanders was considered one of the brightest quarterback prospects in the draft. Analysts saw him as a surefire first-rounder, with some even predicting him to go in the early second round at worst. But the draft had its own plans. The Tennessee Titans made Cam Ward the first overall pick, just as expected. Yet, instead of hearing his name early, Sanders fell shockingly all the way to the Cleveland Browns in the fifth round. That slide stunned everyone. Nobody had him graded as a late-round pick, and it immediately raised questions about what went wrong. To make things even more complicated, before they selected Sanders, the Browns had already drafted Dillon Gabriel in the third round. That move meant Sanders entered training camp not only behind Gabriel, but also behind veteran Joe Flacco. Gabriel, the standout from Oregon, was quickly given the nod to compete for the starting role, and by week 5 of the season, he was officially named the starter against the Minnesota Vikings. So where does that leave Shedeur Sanders? On paper, he is the third option, the emergency quarterback. But inside the Browns locker room, it's a different story. Players see him as more than just a backup. They see him as someone who has the rare ability to lift the entire team with his presence. Former NFL star Gerald McCoy described it perfectly when he said, "Dillon makes a play. Cool. Shedeur makes a play. The whole sideline lights up." That's not just talent, that's leadership, that's energy. That's the kind of spark a locker room rallies around. And when teammates are reacting like that, it shows the kind of influence Sanders already has. Even without being the starter, the only real glimpse fans have had of Sanders in action came in a preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. And when he got the chance, he didn't just play, he shined. 2 touchdown passes, poise in the pocket, and a confidence that reminded everyone why he was once projected as a top pick. That performance only happened because both Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel were sidelined due to injuries, but it was enough to leave a lasting impression. Right now, the Browns are rolling with Dillon Gabriel as their guy, and Joe Flacco sits as the steady veteran backup. But football is a long season, and nothing ever stays the same for long. If Gabriel struggles or falters, the calls from fans will only grow louder, and the pressure on the coaching staff will be impossible to ignore. Because the truth is, everyone wants to see Shedeur Sanders. The locker room wants him, the fans want him, and the Browns know deep down that their future could very well depend on the moment when Shedeur finally steps onto the field as their leader. So the question is not if Shedeur Sanders' moment will come, but when. And when it does, the entire Cleveland Browns locker room is ready to rise with him and make sure he shines brighter than ever before. This story is just beginning, and if you've been doubting Shedeur Sanders, you might want to rethink it because sometimes the greatest careers are born out of adversity. And Shedeur Sanders looks ready to prove that his draft slide was not the end of his story, but the start of something incredible. Thank you for watching. If you believe Shedeur Sanders will get his shot and rise to the challenge, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaking up the NFL. Until next time, keep your eyes on number 12, because his moment is coming.